Yeah, that's cool.
Like that. Just letting you know.
Yeah.
We live.
Yes, sir. Welcome back, y'all. Another episode. Y'all know me, Mike Tuck. My boy, Mike D. Lil' bro, real.
Hey, bro.
Our neighborhood YN. We're here to fix some insurance right now.
You ain't called nobody big bro. You gonna emphasize?
Man, I'm supposed to say big bro. I'm older than everybody, but Mike.
I asked you, have you been practicing your introduction? That's what you came up with?
It looked pretty good until you
That's
threw me off.
That's what.
Took away the special guest. Like I said, special guest today, my boy Kenny G.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
All right,
So,
what's
up, Kenny? I appreciate you. He ain't introduced you right now. This week.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, work in progress.
Look, we gotta do it over anyway.
Why we gotta redo it?
Because the mic failed.
Mike Phil.
Oh, yeah, that ain't professional.
So go ahead, man.
No, it was on the
This would be bloopers.
Nah, you get another shot. Yeah.
It don't gotta be super close?
Nah, that's what. Nah, you good.
Okay,
Good
look.
levels up.
All right, cool.
Welcome back, y'all, to Spill the Beans. It's your boy Mike Tuck. I got my boy Mike D over here. Real. Y'all know Real, y'all favorite. And special.
Y'all neighborhood crash show.
Right. See, that wasn't me.
Crash.
But we got a special guest today. My boy Kenny G came. He's gonna tell us his story. Appreciate you for coming out.
Yes, sir.
Giving us your time, man.
You were supposed to say Playboy, philanthropist, activist. You're supposed to say all that.
I see, yeah. My bad. We throw that at the end before we go.
So,
I'm working on it.
Very good.
Very good. Yeah, you getting you right.
Right. But to start off, I just want to ask you a little about what you do.
Yep.
So you can tell our viewers out here what you do and what's your expertise.
Cool. All right. Kenny Glenn, the professional speaker, the published author, and mentoring young men to become teachers. Formerly was a school board member, was a professional athlete, got 2 degrees in accounting, but then fell in love with education. Right. Thought I would be training people physically, but more so wanted to train the mind instead. Especially being a black man and looking at young black boys, thinking back to our time frame. Right. When we were asked, what are you going to do when you grow up? Professional athlete. That's a typical answer. It's like, all right, what else do you want to do during or even more so after that, right? Because professional sports won't last forever. But then also noticing a lot of kids have the skills. It's the courage and confidence they lack in the mental skills. So that's what I wanted to dive into.
Okay. Dang. So you was an athlete. How was that transition like, going from athlete and training and doing, like you said, I'm sure you had professional aspirations at some point in your
It was a
career.
professional athlete.
Right.
You said
I was.
My bad. Professional athlete. But I'm just saying that journey from switching off, was it a specific reason why, or just tell us a little bit about that transition for you?
Yeah, multitude of reasons why I stopped. So, reason why I didn't make the Olympics, all right, in my mind, is just too many injuries. And so the injuries came from imbalance, right? So, former injuries, like hurting my ankle, that led to me hurting my hip, and then my hamstring, and then my groin. It was like, man, this is too much, so I'm just walk away. But then also from a track standpoint, track athletes, unless you're that 0.01%, you're not getting an NFL type of contract or NBA type contract, definitely not MLB. Right. So you kind of got to get it out the mud, and you get paid from a track standpoint from sponsors and or I'm competing at meets. Right, but if I'm hurt, then I can't compete at meets, or you have to get high level sponsors or a bunch of low level sponsors in order to get the dollars you would need to really only focus on track itself. And so I still had a job, me being an entrepreneur while I was running track. Right. But also, so we talk about finances, but then the mental aspect, the toll it took on me, the emotional toll, the financial toll, right? Every single toll possible, like going through a bunch of toll bridges, is what I went through while being a professional athlete. And so choosing to step away, was it a little bit difficult? Yes, because especially as athletes, we get wrapped up in that identity. And so when I'm speaking and teaching young men and women, I want to remind them that you're a human first. And so that's something I was denying while I was a college athlete and freshman. It was like, no, regular people are humans, but I'm an athlete. But if I know I can't, you gotta look in the mirror and like, you're a human with emotions who plays a sport. And remembering the original reason why we do sports is to have fun. And eventually we can get college paid for, get paid from it, take care of our families. But the main reason why we ever did this sport was because it was fun. And so when it came to track, I was no longer doing it for the fun part. I was doing it for the external validation and accolades. Like, man, if I get to be an Olympian, now after that, I get to travel the world and always be an Olympian. It's like, no, didn't get that. And so am I still a positive human? Yes. Do I still have my family who loves me? Yes. Am I still able to achieve different goals? Absolutely. So, all right, let's make this transition.
So, so how would you say your childhood was growing up as far as like you seeing yourself being that motivational speaker that you are now, and how you say your life growing up shaped you to that route or that direction?
Yeah, I ain't see this at all. I hated talking and me being the only one or voice in the room, right? So like young Kenny doing this, I'd be like, nah, I'm good. Because I would be very compendious, short, brief, and to the point. And so if somebody asked me a question, I wouldn't really explain much of the answer. I would just hurry up and give it so that other people can start talking again. I didn't like the attention. But it's interesting how me and my sister would be at the mall or a store, and everybody can be dead silent. Somebody's gonna say something to me every time. I was like, man, why is that? Like, people just love talking to me. And also, I've always been inquisitive, right? So asking questions, but then interested in people in general. It's like, what is your journey? And so that inquisitive nature and being interested, I have to flip it and turn it on me. And like learning more about Kenny through self-reflection, but then analyzing my journey and so the things that I've achieved, the failures I had, like now I can use this to inspire somebody else. Other thing about childhood is, so Doug brought this up. Graduated high school when I was 16, so super young, but then still loved playing sports. Got cut from high school basketball freshman year and sophomore year. And I always say it wasn't because I wasn't good enough, it's I lacked the courage and confidence. So I go to the YMCA, I'm hooping, like probably one of the best on the court. But at tryouts, I'm so afraid to make a mistake. Whether it's, man, I don't want to miss this shot, or I don't want to turn the ball over, or I don't want to get taken out. I just don't want to make any mistakes. And that also kind of translates to life, but then definitely academics, right? 'Cause academics come easy. I'm getting all A's and maybe 1 or 2 B's. And so like, when I'm perfect in the classroom, I'm only perfect on the court as well. And that's just not the case. So yeah, growing my courage and confidence to who I am now is very somewhat shocking to me, but then others as well, because I didn't talk much at all. And so, matter of fact, one of my best friends, Will Fong, he'd be like, yeah, Kenny out here doing speeches, and people who say it to it, like, why Kenny? He like, man, that guy is not quiet. So it's just different in different settings. But childhood was beneficial in molding me to who I am today. Back to when I got cut, every day I listened to Eric Thomas, the motivational speaker. Then in college, I got a chance to go hear him speak in person. And when I heard him, I was like, man, I've heard your voice millions of times. You sound exactly the same. And it's funny, I paid to go to that speech, and now people pay me to speak. But even when I went to that speech, never thought I would become a speaker. Didn't know people got paid for it. But when I first got the opportunity to do it, fell in love with it because I get to help younger versions of me.
Yeah. So how uplifting is it like to be working so close to home and be going to all these different high schools? Like I see your story all the time. You're at Aiken, Mount Healthy, like all these different high schools in the area. And you're seeing these young kids, because nowadays, that's not being funny, the generation of kids isn't the same as we were growing up.
What's wrong with them?
No, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just the attention when it comes to phones and everything else. There's a different focus in the way they grow up. So how do you reach out to these kids, and because like even like in your stories, I see like these kids like they so motivated. Like, how do you reach out to younger kids that they just looking at you as another guy from the city, but like some kids are looking at you as a figure in their lives?
Yeah, not for real. Great question. So first, when I'm speaking, I have to be 3 things all at the same time. So I'm educating, I'm engaging, but I'm also somewhat entertaining as well, right? So it's 3 E's. But then I'm authentic and also transparent. Like, I'm gonna keep it 100 with these kids, but also let them know I'm fully from my healthy. And so I'm not one of these teachers that's gonna let you talk or not pay attention. Like, now we're here to be serious, but also have some fun, but still learn something. And so inspiring them so they can see that eventually whatever it is you want to accomplish, you can do it. But you're gonna fail at some stuff, and that is okay. Probably me looking like them also helps. All right, I speak the same language, that helps. And the other thing is that you asked, it is extremely fulfilling because I am from Cincinnati. And so Cincinnati got literally 50 plus high schools, right? Probably too many in my opinion. But most alumni are proud of where they came from. And in Cincinnati, once you find out somebody from Cincinnati, the second question is, oh, what high school? And so I wear mine with pride. And I want students to wear theirs with pride as well. And not just wear it with pride, look back on your history, right? So who else walked these same hallways as you, right? So Aiken, for example, all right? You're an Aiken student right now. Who are some fantastic Aiken alumni who are living their dreams, right? Who aren't athletes, right? We can immediately name those. But, all right, Ashley Dubois or Harold Douglas, for example. I know those, but an Aiken student's supposed to know that. Right? We talk about Unhealthy. I know the greats that came from Unhealthy, athletes or not. And so I want to inspire students to do the same thing. But then they're creating their own legacy as well. So for me, I want it to be unforgotten and Unhealthy, yes, athletically, but also other reasons. And also let them know and be transparent, it's not their fault for wanting to be an athlete. Because when you walk into a school building, first thing you see, trophy case, right? Subconsciously, a kid is like, how can I not be forgotten? You go through there, you're going to see the Athletic Hall of Fame. It's like, man, where are the scholars and the doctors and the entrepreneurs? You don't see them. You don't even know they exist. And so that's something I want schools to do more of. But me bringing those things to light helps students gravitate towards me.
And it's relatable that you receive.
Yeah.
What's like your favorite thing about motivational speaking besides what you said, being able to talk to like a younger version of yourself?
Yeah. Favorite thing.
Like, what's something that you got out of that you get out of it that you didn't expect?
Outside of fulfillment, it is when they reach back out and say that they changed something in their life, or I made them think about something new. So I was at the Paul Crystal Ray today. There was a kid that was about to graduate. When he heard me speak, he was a sophomore. I was like, man, time is flying, right? But now he's on a path to either going to UC or a different college. I'm like, man, that's amazing. Or the class I was speaking to, they like, when we gonna get the book? I'm like, when DePaul cut that check. But they remembered me coming throughout the years and actually want to read my book. So a misconception is, man, kids don't want to read. It's like, no, they don't want to read what you're prescribing. Right? I don't care, but we don't care about Great Gatsby or Animal Farm. I understand the meaning behind those books. But now students want things to be practical and relatable. It's like, how can I use this in my life? And so my book fulfills that need. So those things is what bring me joy when it comes to speaking. Outside of I'm getting paid to talk. Right? I ain't got to jump high, I ain't got to run fast. Like, I'm up here talking. Right? Yes, you love my delivery, and I actually am a professional at this. But I am talking, right, and communicating.
So speaking your truth.
That too. Yeah, I'm not up there capping. Yeah. Like, I'm telling you exactly what I went through, what it is. And I'm an open book myself, all right, no pun intended. But they're able to ask me anything, and I'm going to give them the truth.
Do you think that makes it just easier, or because you do talk very well, and knowing you from work, not quiet, and hearing you talk, is it like, did you take classes or something, or is it just easier to do it because you're such an open book and you just telling the truth?
Easier to do it because I'm telling the truth, but then also people that I've studied and the reps. Like, I've done it so much. So like, it'd be really hard for Tom Brady to throw a bad pass, right? Because he's done it so much. And so I'm still just getting started, but compared to the average person, like, they're not speaking as much as me. I'm kind of doing it daily, but then also study great speakers and I'm listening to them. And so getting all those things in my mind, it has to come out.
Who would you say are some of your biggest influencers as far as like public figures that kind of like helped also drive you that direction?
Yeah.
I know you said you
my mentor, Dr. J.C. Baker, he's a big one. Funny enough, Dr. Umar Johnson, because he's a great orator and a scholar as well. But then just the art of speaking, comedians. So like Dave Chappelle, he's really good. The reason why I love comedians is because they have to memorize all those jokes, but then also they're able to do crowd work. And when you're doing crowd work, it's more so just going with the flow. But then the jokes you already have in your mind, you have to memorize that. And so when I'm speaking, there's some things I got to remember, but also I'm going to go with the flow of the crowd. So those three right there. Myron Golden, he's really good. Julian Gordon, really good. And from the 80s, Dr. Jawanza Kanjufu. So he gave some speeches in Cincinnati in the 80s. But he's an educational consultant, speaker, author, somebody I learned a lot from.
So you mentioned in one of your past videos I've seen that failure and how like especially like how growing up they always tell you like, oh, if you fail, try again, or but if you keep failing, maybe it's something you should give up on or
Yeah.
whatever else. How do you perceive failure, especially when it comes to younger people that's just trying to figure out their lane, their motion, what they want to do in life, and they just keep failing?
Yeah. Sometimes you do guys give up. All right. Sometimes you got to know when to fold them and walk away, right? Poker analogy.
That ain't for you.
No, for sure. All
Might
right.
not be for you.
Yeah, so let's say you keep trying to hop in the shorty DMs or vice versa, shorty trying to hop in the dude DMs and they're not replying, right? Just let it go. Right? Walk away, try something else. And so that's something similar to life as well. Be it that you trying something, it's not working. Hey, sometimes it makes sense to walk away. Are you necessarily a failure? No. Did you fail at this? Yes. Like I failed going to the Olympics. Does that make me a failure? No. Making me a failure would be I never try anything in life and I just stay with my parents forever or get these jobs that I know I'm overqualified for. Like I know I got more in me, but I'm just settling for this. That would be deemed as a failure. But more so, it is very subjective. Like, if you view yourself as a failure, then that's on you. Like, there's somebody, like, I might label somebody a failure, but they might feel that they are a success. That's okay. Or it's up to them. Just like failure, you got to define for yourself. Success the same way. So you might fail at some stuff, but it doesn't make you a failure. You might succeed at some stuff, but then you feel you're successful. Right? It's up to you.
So you're a man of many things.
For sure.
I would ask you what's I mean it's just everything. You dabble in everything. But I would say what's some of your aspirations or some goals that you wanna reach or obtain?
Yeah.
Like I guess short term
Yep.
or long term, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, they short term and long term. So me being a full time speaker, and speaking across the country and probably internationally, that would be really dope. Writing more books and then getting my books infused into curriculum. And so all three of those things are kind of happening right now, but want to do it on a broader scale. And then Kenny eventually becoming Dr. Kenny Glenn. So going back for the PhD or EDD. I actually did not like school, although it came easy until I got to college. And some people thought, but you got your master's, but I did, right? I know how to finesse, but also like learn some stuff and able to use my resources. But
you got school sometimes.
hey,
Navigate through just to make it.
finesse with morals, right? I will never make it happen. But when I go back, it'll be for something I'm actually passionate about. Majoring in accounting, I know I'm gonna get a guaranteed job and that my parents and others will deem that as, man, that's a really good degree, right? Like my first major, mechanical engineering. I didn't even know what a mechanical engineer actually did, but when I said it, people's eyes lit up. All right, okay. So, all right, this one I'm gonna pick.
Yeah.
And so, speaking to relating to the students, I asked them, what do you want to do or be after high school, right? And don't say sports. And they'll say something. I'm like, you really want to do that? Or you say it because it sounds cool? And some of them, I called them, I was like, man, that's not what I really want to do. Well, I don't even know what they do. So, all right, that is what you want to do. Find somebody doing it. Like, how hard is that? We got social media. Use that as a benefit. Or you got teachers that have been in the building 40 years. I guarantee you they know a former student who's doing exactly what it is you say you want to do.
Yeah.
Go find it. Right. And so all those things is to answer your question, what Kenny eventually wants to do.
You don't see yourself being like a professor or opening school
Yeah.
or something like
A
that.
professor,
too.
that would be dope, man. That would be dope.
Dr. Kenny, that's like
Yeah,
Professor Kenny
being a
class.
professor
Kenny
would be really dope. I know I'm not doing the high school. As much as I love speaking of high schools, I got asked that question earlier today. It's like, you want to be a teacher in the classroom? I was like, no, I'm not showing a great day. All right. So I love the flexibility of being a speaker. But professor, all right, Tuesday, Thursday, office hours Wednesday, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Would you prefer speaking to high schoolers or like a broader span of like you're speaking to more adults, like, or just a bigger, broad range of people? What would you prefer?
I prefer students, right? Because I want to help them prepare for life after school, whether that's middle school, high school, or college. Adults be on some goofy stuff, but it's also more difficult to get them in one space. Like I pull up to a school, like there's gonna be kids there.
Yeah.
Right? I'm saying I'm throwing this event. You don't know who finna show up. That's why I don't like doing events. All right. or growing in myself. All right, that's why I like speaking. But I pull up, man, can you show up? Mm-hmm. But whoever here gonna get this message.
Yeah.
You know? And so I definitely prefer students, and their minds are still more fertile, and
It's easier to adapt at a younger age.
yeah, and they have more flexibility, right? So I use the word adapt, but right, I don't know what I'm about to do after I graduate, but Kenny came to speak to me, and now I'm creating a plan. So all right, bet. So they have more hope inside of them typically than most adults.
I got a question. So it's more so like life in general, like being a black man in America, like growing up with your mom and dad, like how much of an influence did he have on you, like showing you what it is to be a black man in America? And then how did that help you be able to give that same message and those same traits to the
Yeah.
kids you're speaking to today, as far as being a young black, trying to be a successful young black man in this America?
Yeah, man, my dad, the original Kenny Glenn. Yeah, that was my, and still is, a superhero.
Mhm.
So he showed me, I talk about him in the book, Chapter 2 specifically. He showed me how to be smooth, how to present myself, how to treat women, how to be confident, how to play sports, right? Kept me out of trouble. But then him just being there and showing me what it meant to actually be a man helped me appreciate him even more, especially when I had cousins or friends who didn't have their dad at home or in their life in general. It's like, man, some things we didn't agree with, but I'm appreciative that he was there.
You look back like, dang, thought you was looking out.
Yeah. And so, like, what you mean I can't go to this party? Or why can't I be out all night? Or why can't I play the video game every day?
Mm-hmm.
And now looking back, it's like, oh man, I appreciate all those lessons. One key lesson was him not buying me a video game. And so that forced me to become entrepreneurial. I started selling candy at school, which I'm not allowed to do. I wasn't allowed to do it, but financial morals. Get good grades, they would get away with stuff. So him saying, no, I'm not buying my kid a video game, was like, all right, so I'm going to go get it myself. And so that,
how do I get it myself?
yeah, that mindset still sticks to this day. Like somebody tell me no, all right, how can I go get it myself? And so, that's my guy. I seen him yesterday. We look just alike. And so him even teaching me, because we look just alike, got the same name, I'm getting in trouble in school, that's a bad representation on him. And so that's something I never thought about until he said it. It's like, man, I'm representing my dad, but also my family, and the name Kenny Glenn in general. And so now I better wear it with pride and move accordingly. Yeah, shout out to my dad for sure.
How was it? Because Najee, she was one of my good and still is one of my good friends growing up. How was it having a little sister? Like being that big brother and protector.
Yeah.
How was that growing up?
Tough. Everything was my fault. All right, so I gave Dad his flowers, but also at the same time, like, bro, everything cannot be my fault. Like, this is bad.
You're the oldest, you're supposed to know better.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
I didn't know. Sometimes it really wasn't my fault, or I was getting falsely accused or something. I'm like, bro, what? But having that younger sister, right, taught me how to be protective, look out for women.
Patience.
Yeah, that definitely came later in life. But even just seeing the influence of parents. So I didn't see until later how much I really turned into my dad. Like things he would do, things he would say, right? But looking at my sister, I'm like, she would say certain stuff or do certain stuff. I'm like, man, you acting or talking just like mom. Like, wow, this is crazy. And they were just like, what the heck?
It's crazy how y'all.
They spit it out. Like, man. But also, she would have certain questions about what to major in or just life in general, and I was able to help her. And so I gave a speech up in Columbus, and she was there to see it and record it. And what I said to them was, everything that's in this book, or most of what's in this book, she was able to get before the book was ever even a thought. Because of the proximity, right? She's my younger sister. Whatever you need help with, I'm here to help you. Were there times where we bickered and argued and didn't talk as much? Yeah, but right, you being my little sister, always love her and there for her. And see, having her was instrumental in life for sure.
She was like the first person you had to motivate, huh?
Literally, yeah.
Would you say that like how did your parents take it when you was like, yo, I'm gonna be a motivational speaker? Like were they like super, or they just
rolling?
rolling?
Yeah, me being transition to being a speaker came after I graduated college. And then after college, they're like, all right, bet.
Oh, yeah.
All right, like, not say I didn't go to college.
Were they
like,
shocked?
hey, hold on.
Or they was
I don't
just,
know.
they probably.
They was probably shocked at me writing a book
Mhm.
because at the time I was still living with them and on the school board. So it was funny that I was on the school board. At that time, I'm living with my parents. I'm on the school board with grandparents. I'm like, man, this is crazy. But when I was writing the book, there were some days I wouldn't come out of my room. And so they'd come check on me like, you gonna eat today? I'm like, I ain't even eat. I was like, I'm writing a book. Yeah, I'm writing a book. They like, oh wow, okay. All right, so then they was able to support. Like, they was the first people to read the book, tell me what errors, give me tips on what to include. And even they were able to still learn more about me by reading my book. And they're now working on the workbook, so sending them some stuff, and they're still able to give positive feedback.
Yeah, that's love.
So, I guess to piggyback what y'all was talking about, tell our because we do a lot of sports. We plan to have some young athletes on here. Some high school athletes probably tune in and everything. Tell our viewers a little bit about the journey of an athlete trying to transition to college and the do's and don'ts, or the Kenny Glenn advice.
Yeah, my advice, if you want to transition from high school to college for sports, be a part of your own rescue. And so your coach might have connects, or your highlight film might be on Instagram or Twitter. So what? What I mean by be a part of your own rescue, you need to be
annoying.
Like, you need to be reaching out to probably college coaches daily. And that's through Instagram.
You gotta be
but
on
also
your
sending
biggest fan.
emails, as well as call and leave a voicemail. So I got to college, that's literally what I did. I was calling coaches, leaving voicemails, and sending emails. And the thing is, we as humans in general, right, don't like rejection or somebody not communicating back. But all it takes is one. All it takes is one college coach to hit you back, and either with a yes or a no. But that one yes you get, that's life changing. You know? And also,
you got a point, because within coaching, I've heard coaches say there's a thing now, it's real. There are fake offers. A high school coach that got connected, he hit a college coach up like, hey, this don't even gotta be a committable offer. I just need you to offer it so he can say it. So other schools catch on. So there's stuff like that now. But what you said, when you're doing that, be real with yourself. If you know you ain't qualified yet, or you know I gotta get this last class, or you know what I'm saying, I might not be D1 eligible, like whatever the situation is, reach out to them coaches, make sure you put all that information in there. Because they gonna find out.
Be honest
So
with
if
yourself.
you
for sure.
they ain't really checking for ACT and SAT no more, because
Yeah.
after COVID, all that switched. But if you got all that, the GPA and the film and the size match, if you ready, do it. If there's some stuff you know you need to work on, don't be up here hitting up Ohio State like, I'm your next recruit, and then they come look at your transcripts and you don't qualify. Now it's everybody's fault but yours. Like, with doing that, what Kenny said, you got to make sure you handle your business too. Like, you got to do your part. Don't just hit them up and you ain't ready.
Because, I mean, piggybacking off of what both of y'all said, I mean, nowadays, especially with how the transfer portal is now for college and everything else, you don't have to feel like less of an athlete or player if you don't make a known D1 school.
Right.
You can go to a D2, you can go to HBCU, you can go to all these schools now, and you can thrive. You can be the man there. And then transfer. You're not going to lose
That's literally a lot of kids playing.
There's so many avenues and lanes now for that than it was back in the day, where it kind of was like, if you didn't get that D1 offer.
I got a kid.
But, I mean,
I coached, my first year coaching. Was committed to Indiana before his senior year even started. Indiana didn't have a great season. They fired the coaching staff. Whole new coaching staff come in. They pulled every kid off.
Yeah, he did.
He got to find a new school. But he's already turned all these other schools down.
It's now in a predicament.
So now he's trying to find just a D1 school, period. Luckily, he found one. But like you said, with the portal now, and I told him the same thing. Like, bro, you go there for a year or two.
That's all it takes now.
You go ball out, you can go to any school you want to. It don't matter.
They will find you if you have the talent to play at that next level. They will find you.
Absolutely.
It don't matter if you at the school that's downtown or school that's in the country. I mean, if you ball in there, you the only thing that's balling. So guess what?
That Porter win.
It gets magnified.
Yeah, no, that NIL.
What you think? What you think KT would have been doing with that NIL, man? 'Cause you was holding it down on the track
I
side.
definitely blew it. Right, it's funny I talk about financial literacy, but man, at that age, that much money, I'm blowing
And
it.
you
The
like,
kid from Miami making all that
Yeah,
NIL
what?
money.
I'm
I
probably
still
trying to
get the-
flex and pull up on my husband with the best board.
I still get I'm on the track team, so I still get to travel for free, eat for free. Look, I don't have this spending money.
So
Oh man, I'm coming to the track meets with the shit. Oh,
I'm Deion Sanders out there.
Now hearing you say that was crazy because, like I said, I'm a little older than y'all,
Yeah.
and I had that awakening moment. Like I could talk to these people because when I was getting recruited, I
It was all on
my,
the coach.
my recruiting was
Yeah.
different because I was undersized, a bunch of stuff. I played position I
was a
probably
little-
shouldn't have been
yeah.
playing. Like it was a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Look,
He said, "What?" I
you was playing stuff you should have been playing. I'm listening.
I was. I wasn't be playing quarterback. Like, come on, man.
Right though.
5'9", 5'8". Like,
Yeah.
I'm not playing quarterback.
Yeah.
I just had to.
Yeah.
And now, you know,
Yeah,
we
that's
was
like being
raised
Paul
like
playing
that.
forward and hoop.
Right, though. Like,
what?
but he was good at it.
Right.
Feel me?
Yeah.
Like,
I make
surprisingly,
I make point guard in the NBA. Why am I playing the four?
like, he was good at it. I remember
I'm barely that now. Like
his
this
first
point
game,
guard
we
6'9".
came back. We was down like 28. We came back because of him.
Kenny?
Nah, Wilfong.
This Wilfong.
Yeah.
Oh, Fall was a hooper. Man, KG was a
At
hooper
the
too.
four though, like this.
Yeah.
Feel me, young, goofy. This he wasn't even like hooping like that. Yeah, he
They ain't had niggas your size in the NBA since like Nate Robinson done.
I wasn't trying to NBA.
I was just saying though. 'Cause
Yeah. But no, like I was saying though, I got lucky. Well, I ain't gonna say I got lucky because you feel me. I did have aspirations,
Yeah.
whatever. But I had people that looked out for me and told me that. Like,
Yeah.
I had a coach gave me a book, had every school phone number, like the director, the
Yeah.
athletic director, every school, NC Division 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
It was one of my coaches when my freshman year.
High school?
Not in high school, in college.
Oh, I was gonna say, what high school coach did that for you?
No, I didn't in high school. But that's what I'm saying because I mean, and then that coaching staff I went to KCU.
Yep.
At the time, our whole coaching staff was NFL coaches, and my decision to go there was I'm trying to get to the NFL.
Yeah. You trying to get
I know that my recruitment wasn't how it should have been,
Yeah.
but I visited Louisville and other stuff. Everybody wanted me to be a preferred walk-on.
Yep.
Me being young and cocky, essentially,
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm playing. I'm
Yeah.
good enough to play.
Yep.
I'm playing. I don't care. I'm gonna play.
Yeah.
So everywhere I went that was big was preferred walk-on,
Yep.
or we need to see more, or
Yeah.
we need to come to camp and after camp we'll see if we give you a scholarship. And I'm like, I don't want to really do that.
Yeah.
Looking back, I probably should have. Probably would have been better for
Yeah.
me in my development.
Yep.
But I had made a plan with myself, nobody else. I'm like, I'm gonna go to this school. Our whole coaching staff, NFL coaches.
Yeah.
I'm gonna transfer the next year to Louisville.
Yep.
Charlie Strong was the coach, and I had preferred walk on. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm gonna play.
Yep.
Then I'm gonna transfer.
Yeah.
Tore my ACL. And that's when my coach gave me the book. Like, look, I know what your plan was. Here you go.
Yep.
You're going to have to recover
Right.
and, you feel me, heal and everything,
Yeah.
but you're going to have to reach out. 'Cause
Yep.
ain't nobody going to reach out to you
Right.
anyway. So it's good that you said that, nigga, to know that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. I didn't know you tore your ACL.
To both of them.
Man, hey, look, I tore my left
Shout out to
one
King.
last March. Hooping. Yeah, I thought I was still 17.
Crazy thing, no
You
contact.
said what happened?
Non-contact.
Wow.
You said what happened?
I tore my ACL.
You said
last
you was
March.
217?
I thought I was still 17.
Oh, I was
What
gonna
you
say,
try to do? Dunking or something? What you try to
I
do?
was about to. I was driving to the bucket. Try to push off the left and then need to pop.
Non-contact. Like, nobody
I feel
there.
like somebody hit me.
Somebody
He said somebody hit
you
me.
can't got about 10.
My shit was
That's
non-contact, bro. That was
It was a
terrible.
little clumsy though.
But I didn't know it was torn.
Kickoff return.
Dang.
You caught it?
Opening kickoff return, bro. I called it.
Oh, you trash.
Look,
Man,
look,
nah.
look,
That's garbage.
Look, real talk.
Nah.
And it wasn't even like all of that. It
Your
was
knee
one
was hurt.
cut.
Do him like
Your
that,
knee
right?
was
It
hurting
was
before
one
that.
cut.
Yeah.
One cut. My knee, bro, I'm coming to camp. I'm balling. I'm freshman. I'm running back to kick, bro. This is the first game of the season. catch it. I see the lane open up. I do my little read step, 1, 2, 3.
How fast you think you was going?
Shit, I couldn't have been going that fast. I wasn't even picking up speed yet. I didn't even. I was reading.
No.
1, 2, bow.
You ain't answering.
My
right.
shit just. I heard it pop.
I would have been
And I'm
running.
still
fast.
running. I put my foot down and I just dropped.
That would have been my excuse.
And then
I was
got
running
up.
so fast and I tried to cut too quick. You said you were moving it off. That sound unathletic.
I mean, I was running. You know, I caught it. You do your. I wasn't running that fast.
I don't know
You know, you
because
doing
the only
no
thing
read steps.
I pulled my hamstring,
Yeah, that hurt too.
but
Yeah, that definitely.
And all
that
of them-
happened in track.
I stretched everything like Bob, like by the grace of God. I never got hurt. Like, well, injured. I never got injured.
Right.
Like
That was my
my
first
sophomore
time.
year of college, I had my first concussion, and my first and only. Like my junior year of or technically it was my junior year because we didn't play COVID, but yeah, I pulled my hamstring in camp, but I ain't missed no games. Like I ain't get, sprained ankle here and there, but like I ain't had no injuries to where I had to miss no games besides that concussion. Like luckily I ain't had to get no surgeries or nothing. So I know that ACL was hell, especially like on the opening kickoff like that. And then you said you took like I wouldn't
Ain't no, I wish this on nobody.
I feel like mine was just a humbling.
Okay,
It was God humbling me
so
for sure.
when you, like you said, not being a failure, but like how tough was it for you to be so close to achieving that dream of being an Olympian, but also realizing like my body is just not gonna allow me to do this? Like how tough was that? Like I just gotta hang it up.
It wasn't as tough as it could have been because I noticed that reality in college. Right? So I had aspirations to go professional in college, right? I'm balling. But then, like, hurt. Like, so body, like, just in pain. Like, man, this ain't gonna last forever.
Yeah.
So eventually, I'm gonna have to get paid for what's up here. And so, like, all right, let me focus on that. And so that definitely helped the transition. But also, knowing I wanted to speak to students and tell them, hey, there's more to life than being a professional athlete, and there's a life after. And so that message hits different when I'm no longer a professional athlete, as opposed to I'm still trying, but I'm telling you, there's life after. They're like, so when it's yours, or you gonna be done? Yeah, it's like no, I'm done. I'm telling y'all.
I'm done here.
All right, I can even do more.
And that's another thing too. Like with me, when I was done, we got boys that's in the league.
Yeah.
We go to games. We watch games on TV. I'm sure you watch the Olympics. The first thing people want to ask, it don't bother you that you're not there? No, because I really tried.
Man, like,
it just
I know
wasn't in the
these guys.
it just wasn't in the cards for me, and I'm okay with that. Like sometimes it's just somebody a little bit better, a little bit faster, or I just didn't do enough of my opportunity. Like, or somebody just might know the right person, but whatever it was, God didn't want that for me. That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting around moping around like I should be in the league, or Kenny ain't. I should have, the Olympics was last summer. I should have been.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah, like you shoulda, coulda, woulda. 5 years, you shoulda, coulda, woulda. Been thinking about what you shoulda, coulda, woulda did when you wasn't going to the Olympics. So
I feel like everybody got a period where they gotta like deal with the emotions of it.
I
regardless.
was done. You know what the first thing I said?
But you knew you was done though. At that point.
When I decided to be done, I came home in 2022.
Yeah.
I was going to high school, college, any football game I could go to then. Because I'm like, I'm about to just see what it feel like to go to it strictly as a fan now. Like, and I'm just sitting at the games like, not even like what I would have did. It's just like, dang, so that's what people feel like when they watching me. Like, this is fun. Like, you can just enjoy it as a fan. Ain't no wake up at 5 in the morning, no long road trips. You ain't beating your body down. Like when you start looking at it on that flip side, you be like, this ain't too bad. Like I would love to do that, but this other side ain't too bad. I ain't gotta wake up hurting. Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So you kind of mentioned before earlier that you was training athletes too, like Olympians and stuff. Yeah. Like, did you ever think about just sticking with that to kind of like stay connected to running track after not being able to keep pushing forward, or was it never?
Thought about it. Really, I wanted to transition back to basketball. So I had dual citizenship with Honduras. That's where my mom was born. If I would have went to the Olympics, that's what I would have competed for.
Wait, Mamdou's from Honduras?
Honduras, yeah.
That's lit. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, first
That's
language
sick.
Spanish.
You speak Spanish?
Poquito.
Oh. Have you ever had a speech in Spanish?
No, but I had a translator there. If I could speak in Spanish, I would not be right here. I'm a millionaire already. I'm actually doing to learn Spanish though. All right, so for that to happen, my wife probably gotta be able to speak Spanish. Yeah, because I'm so smooth when I'm speaking and I'm thinking in English. It's like I gotta do it in Spanish, yeah, so that makes it tough. So eventually, but me transition. So I wanted to go to hoop, so I would have also been able to hoop for Honduras. So that was an aspiration, but I know I would have to get my body right in order to do that. Right.
Like the national team?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, G, that would have been lit.
Right, it would have been crazy.
That would have been lit. Hey, whoever
I'm still
bumped you,
kicking out.
whoever bumped you in the Y, they gotta come see me. I thought I would have been on the national team. Oh, that would have been able to tell me nothing.
Yeah, but so you said
Would've
you
went
felt
to
like
Olympics,
God was
another one.
humbling you. I feel like God was redirecting it. I started to prioritize basketball too much again, like I was 17. It's like, nah, them days over, bro. And so now I need you to transition to being what I call you to do. So inspiring the youth, right, wherever I'm talking to, but through speaking, books, whatever I'm doing, mentoring, like that's more so my lane. And so I always love basketball, first love, go get shots up, but then hoop that competitively again and try to prove something. Like, oh, I can dunk on you and talk smack. I'm cool.
G said they was at pickup. I was getting ready. KD was ready to get back in the
Man, I was like, man, I'm trying to get back in the Smith League. I already dunked on people, but then go overseas. Like, I would have been lit. It's like, hey, let it go, bro.
Yeah, that's me. Growing up, I was always scared to get hurt in basketball, so I was always just get a rebound, play a little defense. I ain't playing no offense. Like growing up, I really used to be scared. People used to be like, go score. No. Because if somebody undercut me, it's not even nothing to talk about. Like, you know I play ball, I'm getting up, we gonna fight. Like, why are you trying to hurt me?
Are you
Like,
going
it's
the
not-
most?
I ain't even going that hard. Like,
ready to
so
fight
I'm
that
gonna protect both of us.
They gotta play defense too, though.
That's not defense, bro. That's dangerous.
Yeah, football players shouldn't play basketball.
Man,
Let's
some
just say that.
shouldn't.
Some
But when it
shouldn't.
comes to
Some
sports, I also
An athlete
realized,
is an athlete.
yeah, I realized how much we give to the game. All right, so from a body standpoint, I done gave basketball my ankle, my knee, my eye, a tooth. All right, I done hurt my wrist before. So like all these injuries, like all for the love of the game.
But would you do it again?
Yup, sure would. And so like, man, that's kind of psychotic.
Like, I just said, both of my ACLs, I still
So
do
we
it
was in
again.
college.
We like, I'll go back right now.
Right
My
now.
dog, like we used to be at practice, bro. Mind you, I play receiver, but
Yeah.
I play in the slot. So
Mhm.
sometimes I might gotta go hit a line
Yeah.
or something. Or a safety. My dog just looked at me like, man, we really play football. Like, what you mean? Like, he like, nah, like, bro, we really just run into each other full speed every day, man.
I love it.
He like, why do we do this to ourselves? Like, you know how crazy you gotta be. But when you start thinking about it, like, bro, the average person cannot play football.
No.
That's why people think like, oh, like they had the debate between NFL and NBA and da-da-da.
Mhm.
What the NBA don't know is, and y'all sport 6'4", 6'5" as a guard, y'all small. And football, y'all big. So y'all think y'all about to just come play? No. They better put you at tight end, DN, maybe offensive tackle. Like,
Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
you gotta brand even if you play linebacker, you gotta hit somebody every play.
Every position.
There's a reason you play the sport you play, because what you gotta do every play, you just ain't mentally strong enough to do that. Like, I look at offensive linemen like, boy, I'm glad I ain't never been that big. Like,
Because what they say is like a car wreck every
It's
play
like
in
a
the
car
NFL.
wreck.
Every collision is a car
It's
wreck.
like,
Yeah.
could you imagine? Because some of these linemen get fast, so they running like 4.7s,
Yeah.
4.7s at 300 pounds.
It's
Man.
crazy.
And they running in the linebackers. The linebackers, what, like 260, 270?
Yeah.
Throwing
Well,
it.
nowadays, yeah.
Yeah, nah, I'm cool.
Yep.
Yeah, the game, you get, when you play these sports, you do give a lot to the game.
It's for the love.
And then I'll be
Love,
thinking
yeah.
like, man, I ain't win no rings. I ain't get a ring in high school. I ain't get a ring in college. Like, I just be like, man, the game don't love me back. Like, hold on.
But you would still do it. Even if
I'll do it all over again.
and not win nothing, you would still do it and love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was
Yeah, he
allowed.
said, shit out.
So individually, like Kenny said, just because I didn't do that team-wise, didn't mean I was failure individually. But just because I succeeded individually, we didn't succeed as a team. So it was
Right.
like, you take the good with the bad.
I agree.
So, as far as your book,
Yep.
where can we find it? Where can we buy it? And kind of give us, without spoiling,
Yeah.
kind of some insights of what we're going to find reading this book.
Yeah. So where can you find the book? Amazon, my website, and my trunk. All right. Keep it on me at all times. What's in it? Right. Me really giving that practical, tangible, relatable advice to younger me. So there's 49 actual letters to myself. I'm like, Dear Kenny. So example, Dear Kenny, remember to love yourself regardless of what others may say or do. So one story, my first sport was soccer. Loved playing it, was actually a beast at it. And I lived in Virginia. Coming up to Ohio to visit, my cousins was like, you play soccer? Oh, that's gay, right? That's what they said, right? In the book, I put non-masculine. But growing up as a young boy, you don't want that label, so you'll do anything to not hear that, right? Like yell in class, or if you don't, you gay. It's like, oh, get out.
Whatever.
Hey, at least I ain't gay though, right?
Yeah.
So them saying that, I'm like, oh, I'm cool on soccer, right? I'm gonna just do what y'all approve of. Y'all deem them as authoritative figures. So I'm gonna just play basketball and football, but y'all say that's good. But man, if I could go back and be like, man, forget what y'all talking about. Especially because those guys aren't doing anything to this day. But more so like, I love doing this, so I should continue doing it regardless of y'all opinions. And it's funny how soccer is smack dab in the hood in Cincinnati now.
Yep, absolutely.
So everybody know about it and likes it.
And it's a big following now.
Yeah, biggest sport in the world. It's
If
like,
it wasn't
man.
during football season, I would have played at my healthy because I had to play all through school.
Yeah.
Because I went to a charter school in elementary.
Okay.
So we had to do soccer, tennis, and martial arts.
Yeah.
So I had to go to all the competitions. My grade, I'm always the most athletic
Yep.
at that school.
Yeah.
So I had to go to every competition. And I'd be like, bro, I wish soccer was not a fall sport because I really would have played. It was that
I
fun.
wish I would have played. It's funny. I'll talk about this in the book too. I ran cross country only
did that?
because
And that cross country,
Yeah.
really? When did that? I ain't
only
running past
because
2 meters.
I thought it would help with my conditioning for basketball. Not at all. That's the most terrible, one of the most terrible myths ever. Right? So coach got meant for conditioning. Go run a mile. For what? When am I ever gonna run a mile consistently in a basketball game or football game? All right. So really, we're just doing this for the mental, but physically, this isn't helping at all. And so what I should have done was play soccer. That would definitely got me prepared for basketball.
Yes.
That's why I ain't played.
See, that's when they used to get mad at me and doing conditioning. Like, they used to be like 300s. First of all, coach, I'm never running 300 yards in a game. The average football play is like 4 seconds.
I feel like you gotta have a
Just to
different
get that
mentality to even want to
afterburn,
do
though.
cross.
What
You really gotta want to
afterburn?
run to do
Man,
cross.
Talking about football conditioning.
Some stuff is just really goofy. Hence, question everything.
300.
A lot of reasons.
50 back, 100 back. You're never doing that in a game.
Yeah, but a lot of
There's
that,
no but.
a lot of that stuff is more mental to
Yes,
to
and
mold
not
your
mentally.
mind and not your physique.
What
To
what
make
Chad
you
just
mentally
say?
tough.
You do all that on the way. What you gonna do between the lines? Cause
Yeah.
that ain't got nothing to do with
So
it.
do you was a great player. You don't think none of that helped you be a great player?
I was just always in shape.
And that ain't play a part of it?
300s.
I mean, any of the conditions.
I mean, I ran
it
at
kinda-
my
It made
pace,
your
so-
mind tougher.
I ran at my pace.
just
I ran at the pace where I know I don't have to run too fast, but I'm still gonna make the time.
Well, yeah. I did too. I couldn't do no.
Not saying I never push myself, because
Yeah,
sometimes
I-
you do
I-
get tired and you gotta push yourself,
Right.
which I did do, but it was just like, all right, coach, you going OD with some of this.
They
Like
did
they
used
said,
to do
like
the most
run a
sometimes.
mile. Like they used to tell me run a mile in track. I used to be like, bro, I don't run past 200 meters. I do a 400, maybe an 8. I'm not running 4 laps, bro. I don't even run more than half the track. Why am I finna run 4 laps? So I'm gonna go work on long jump. And when y'all ready to do exchanges, come back and get me. I'm not running miles, bro.
I got a good 200 play.
I mean, that
Oh,
cross
my.
country is
I ran
something you
400
really need.
one
Like, you
time.
gotta have a different mindset than one that just run cross country. You really
And
gotta
it's
love
cold.
running.
Got to.
You gotta love running.
It's cold in cross country. Don't tell me the lights ain't been working.
Not even
Oh,
long.
let me on. I didn't know it was that though.
It just cut off. The time out too.
We back.
We back.
But like running cross country, you really gotta have a different mindset for that.
No,
Like, there
definitely
ain't
do.
no way
I hate
I'm
it.
just running to run.
But you love soccer though.
I did.
Did
bro.
you play like
That label.
organized soccer?
I did. I was one of the coldest in the city in Virginia.
So wouldn't that be like the same as cross country? Didn't y'all run as much?
No.
No.
I mean,
Soccer is
I
like
didn't
that.
play soccer
But
though.
soccer, you're playing your position.
But-
It's almost
but
like
the message
football.
I get
You ain't
is-
just running around.
No, when we got football
Soccer-
practice,
Yeah.
the soccer team running. They not on the
They
field.
were.
They running like.
Yeah.
No,
So,
they was
when
practicing.
I was playing like Ryan and all of them,
Oh,
they
definitely.
was running.
Doug, what you got?
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Every practice, we ran a mile. The starter practice, hit the bleachers, did sprints, drills, then we played a game.
You feel me? That's a lot
And if
of
you got to
running.
run a mile, if you got the coach wanted 5 minutes, if you can run 2 laps in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, you be done. If you run 2:32, you're hitting that.
Give me my 2 laps.
I'm lying. I probably wouldn't have played
You
soccer.
feel me? Like, bro,
2 laps,
I'm
but still. Mile for what?
But you still like.
He
It's
said
getting
a
that,
mile
it's getting that
bleachers.
endurance because you got to play 40-minute halves,
straight running though.
and you're running back and forth.
No, I feel like too that's kind of a testament to what high school you played because my healthy y'all probably have as many subs as other schools.
We
so-
did it, but we also
so now
did
you're on the field
sprints.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also did sprints to pick up that endurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like,
Sprints.
if you're fatigued, boom, you
Yeah,
can
I
get
run
that
some
like extra leg.
I like sprints because sprints is still like fun and condition.
Yeah.
We racing.
Yeah.
But you tell me I gotta just go run a mile. Ain't
That's
no
what I'm saying. That cross country, you got to have a different mentality to go.
Oh, definitely.
I'm just going.
And it get extra cold.
Hey,
Yeah,
what Doug
like,
just
wow.
said though, I don't know. That kind of
You
I
ain't
probably
fucking
would
with soccer.
But I mean, healthy, you weren't gonna have subs like that either. So
Every practice.
the team wasn't
When we
filled.
started.
Man.
But I used to
I can't say- I can't say
they
that.
running.
Hold on. How many games are we?
That's the thing. You wouldn't want to play with Matt Hunter.
You should. Hey,
Oh,
we run my
Now,
Yeah,
I played that Central State, dog.
freshman year was
Yeah.
cool. Freshman year, like we were losing, but it's like 2-1.
Competitive.
1-0.
Yeah.
We were competitive, like, or it'd be 3-2. We started losing seniors. Underclassmen. Yeah, people wasn't taking it as serious. It
Because I
started
know my
getting
class.
5-0.
I think my
Oh,
class.
man.
they lost
Running on mine. We would've lost.
Kevin played too.
But then again,
I'm-
if you love the game, you're gonna stick with it.
Yeah, for sure.
I would have kept playing. Trust me. I college football.
It's
Lost.
like Mount Healthy baseball.
That was the first time I ever had to
I
deal
would
with
never
losing.
I don't think
forget.
I ever been on the losing.
No, my
That was the first
baseball.
time I ever dealt with losing on any level.
I'll never forget
played for a losing
my
team.
freshman year. I think the
Nice.
baseball team played.
My friend.
They lost like 21-0. They
Ooh.
in like the
You said
second
that,
my
man.
freshman year.
Oh, baseball?
I'll never forget this in
Oh,
baseball.
that was routine. That's
It was
how we
like-
got out them to come to track.
It was like it was like by the second or third inning, and the other team from the other school
Yeah.
had to write a letter because it's unsportsmanlike. They had to write a letter basically saying, "Hey, I'm sorry, you suck."
Sorry,
Yeah.
we whooped y'all.
Yeah, sorry we worked out. Sorry you suck.
Sorry we had to do the mercy.
Because I wanted to play baseball too, and
Yeah.
I was like, I went to the tryouts. I was like, I see people throwing balls at the scoreboard.
Mhm.
My boy, like one of my best friends in life, like he played baseball all the way through. He didn't even finish playing baseball through high school because he's like, this team is just so I
Yeah.
can't do
We
it.
had some good players though. I know.
There was a couple good.
Mario
There was a
was
couple good
pitching,
players.
but
But
Mario-
as a whole,
Kedar?
yeah, as a whole,
Cal, Mario
Yeah.
and Cal, when
Yeah.
they both throwing like 85, 90.
yeah, Mario was throwing something crazy.
85, 90. I was
But-
doing that in high school.
No,
Yeah.
that's harder than
Nah, in
you
high
think.
school,
Ah,
yeah,
yeah.
Mario was throwing. Because I think.
But I just know Harrison, they be throwing like, okay.
Because
Yeah.
I remember in
Harrison
high
be
school,
throwing
I
like
graduated
85,
from- I think I heard the one practice. It was, I don't know how true it was. I think they say he threw like 85,
He
86.
was throwing. I think he might have touched 90. once.
Yeah, and because you know, my boy Kevin, he was a catcher freshman year. He was catcher for Mario. He was like, Mario throw that pitch, like,
It's
like, man.
With I guess it's kind of different with being like a motivational speaker. So is there like a competitive edge to you? Like you said, Eric Thomas, you was a real big fan of him. Like, do you look at him and be like, I want to be there? Like, I want to be one of the best, one of the biggest in the world as far as motivational speaking? Or is it just more so like more intimate for you right now, like reaching back to you,
Yeah.
Cincinnati?
Yeah, it's more intimate for sure. I don't know if I want to reach that level, but maybe one day I will. But the cliche statement of I really just want to be the best that I can be
Mhm.
is what I hold on to.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's not I want to be the number one in the world. It's like, I just want to be the best Kenny Glenn.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it too, like we just talked about, like you said, even then you can make your own schedule, but you get to that level, that schedule might come way more fast. So
and
it's way less
he has
free
to
time.
say no way more than he says yes. Right now, I'm like, yeah, I can do that. Yeah. Sometimes I gotta say no, but it is just like he might say 2 yeses and 100 no's. It's like, man, I actually want to do that, but yeah, ain't got the time. Like, I like having the time I am and the level I'm on right now.
So, what are some things that you got like upcoming? Some maybe events later because it's starting to get warmer. It's about the summertime. Do you have any major events coming up, or just kind of doing school stuff still?
Mainly schools, and so that's high schools and colleges. But then things on the horizon. Just finished my audiobook, so got some people listening to that, giving feedback before I release it to the world. And then also working on a workbook. Got to be released on too.
So the audio book, is it different from this one?
Nah, so the audiobook is the audio version of this book.
Audio version of this.
Where can we find that? Just Amazon too?
Yeah, it's gonna be on Audible. Yeah, probably my website too. But definitely on Audible. Yeah, good question, man.
So, question I got for you.
Yep.
In your motivational speaker journey, has it ever been a time where you like not feeling it, or like you want to transition to a different path, or has it ever been a question, a trying time where you like, I don't know if this is really what I want to do, or it was a moment where this is really what I want to do?
Nah, it's always been, this is really what I want to do because I've tried so many other things.
Right.
It's like I really want to be good at this and love doing it. And like I'll be feeling like a superhero. I used to talk about the filming. Like I'll wake up and be like, all right, time to speak. I let me put my cape on. Yeah, it's go time. And it's something I can do forever, right? So thinking about when we was kids, I want to be a pro athlete. You can't be a pro athlete at 65. But I'm 65, clearly talking. I went to a speech in Dayton 2 years ago. Bro was 78. I'm like, I'm 25, 78. And I can only get better with time. Yeah, I'm gonna have more knowledge to give. Yeah, I'm in.
How would you say he was in?
He was 78. Oh, I was 25. I'm 27 now.
I'll just make sure.
Yeah.
Because you graduated at 16.
Yep.
Because coming with that, you're going to get to the point where, like you guys were saying earlier, you may not be able to intimately talk to youth, and you might have to end up being 10,000 stadium arena.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think your message would be differently, or do you think you'll still be waking up with that same motivation, even though it's not as intimate as, kind of like a gym room with 100 kids?
Yeah.
Now it's 10,000 people that can be kids, moms, dads, cousins, uncles, brothers, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think your message will still be delivered the same, or do you, like he was saying, do you think you'll get to the point where maybe like, I'm starting to get overwhelmed with this?
I would never let go of the intimate settings. And so if I ever got to that 10,000 range, I would still make sure we incorporate something small. So that's actually what ET is really good at. So when I went to go hear him speak, it was 1,000 plus people in that room. But beforehand, there was like a VIP session, and that was much more intimate. Or say I go speak at a school and do a big assembly, right? So a whole school there. But then we would follow that up with, say, 5 or 6 small group sessions, right? Pick 20 students, you're going to be in the classroom. And so, yes, I love speaking, but the intimate part, I love being in the classroom the most. I get to draw on the board, right? Ask some questions, be more direct, be more engaging, right? Room of 10,000, there's only so many people I can actually, engage with. Yeah. Like, what did they say? What question did they ask? It was like, no, I just got to just go with the flow, right? Intimate setting, right? We could, Yosemite Sam, Wild Wild West, talk about whatever.
So,
Go ahead. I got questions for Dave.
I was trying to give my brothers the space, but what's your most memorable moment or impactful moment to you personally as a motivational speaker?
Probably the first time I got paid to do it. They're like, how much you charge? I'm like, man, I don't even know. Right? They gave me $500. I was like, all right, bet. So drove to Muskingum. I was supposed to talk for an hour. I ended up talking for 2.5. And they all was hyped about what I had to say. right? Hype about getting the book, all right? We all take pictures, and then I actually drove all the way back to Cincinnati that night, just being on an emotional high. Like, man, I'm really good at this. I actually got paid for it. Like, this is still just the beginning. And so also it was confirmation, like, man, I knew I could do this.
Right.
So there's that, and then definitely the first time I really spoke, without even knowing this is the journey I would go on. Those two come to mind first.
Tell us about that time, the first time you spoke. How did that even come to fruition?
Yeah, I'm looking at the camera. Shout out to Miss Miller. All right, so Miss Miller. Huh? Where is she?
Yes.
Hey, that's gonna be incorporated in the story I tell. So Miss Miller,
Because I miss Miss Miller, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
we still cool. Miss Miller invited me to speak to senior athletes at my healthy student athletes and talk about my journey transitioning from high school, but also what it was like to actually be a college athlete. So I was hyped to do that. One of my sisters in the class, my boy CJ, Rob, Brian Cook, and so Kai Victor. And so like getting to pour into literally younger me. I was more so shy at that time, but was great at leading by example. But I also knew somebody got to say this stuff out loud. Mount Healthy, too many of our classmates are either dead, in jail, had kids before they was ready, or go to a job they hate every day. And I noticed that. So I'm gonna just lead by example, go to college and actually finish. It's like, man, somebody got to say this stuff out loud, or else I will fall victim to the same things. And so I was passionate about that, and so hyped that she invited me to speak there. And like that's when I knew I actually like doing this. And so on my spring breaks in college, I would come back and speak in my healthy all day, like 7 straight bills. I'm just talking. I didn't even know speakers actually got paid. And so when I found out, I'm like, wait a minute, there's somebody to do for a career. All count me in. Then also, right, eventually writing the book, like that helped as well. So that's literally chapter 6, me talking about that. That same day I got invited to speak, I'm walking past my Mount Healthy Athletic Hall of Fame. I take a picture, like I'm on my way. That's another goal I have for myself, like establishing a legacy and being unforgotten. Right? So I was gonna do it athletically. But what I talk about in the book is that I'm also, yes, I'm in the Mount Healthy Athletic Hall of Fame, but more so in the Mount Healthy Mental Hall of Fame, right? So I'm able to inspire the minds of the students with the information I give. Where's Miss Miller now? So Miss Miller invited me to give my very first speech. Miss Miller is now a teacher at Dayton High School in Kentucky. And so we've stayed connected. She was like, hey, my superintendent actually been looking for speakers. And so I spoke at their school last year in the gym. So whole school there. And we had a great time.
Cool.
Yeah, so speaking of auditoriums or assemblies or with the whole school is cool and all, but definitely still like those intimate settings. Or just grade specific, because there are different things we can talk about.
Okay. Question about the plug. I know you said something like when you staying with your mom, your dad.
Yeah.
Sometimes you be in your room on E or whatever,
Yeah.
it's on grind mode.
Yep.
How long did it take you? First, what made you
Yeah.
come to the point like I'm gonna write a book, and then how long did it take you to write?
Yeah, so I'll answer those in reverse. What inspired me to actually write it was that transition away from professional athletics. So I'm like, man, I'm a professional athlete. I'm kind of done with this. I'm on the school board. I'm kind of done with this. I was doing business consulting, which is very entrepreneurial. I'm like, man, I'm kind of burned out from this because of so much rejection I faced. It's like, all right, I need to get my feelings out. Open my laptop, get to typing. It turned to 50 pages like that. And I'm like, oh, I might got something. And also, I had a bunch of notes on my iPhone, about 400 at the time. Whether I set a goal, when I failed those exams, when I get my heart broke, write a poem, have a dope conversation, I would put it in my notes. So like, man, I could dump this into a book and make this a thing. One of my mentors, Dr. Baker, I mentioned earlier, my boy Ben Phillips, they both were authors. And they would allude to me like, Kenny, you should write a book. And I'm like, nah, I gotta be like 30, 40 when I do that. It's like, wait a minute, this is something I can actually do. And so I took it serious. And so when I was taking it serious, it was a 9-month process. When I first opened that laptop, it was September 2021. When I released it, June of 2022. Right, so released it on my 25th birthday. So that was a 9-month process of me being serious, right? So the book is my baby. But also, the other answer to that is because I started writing in my notes my freshman year of college, it was 2014, book come out 2022, so that's 8 years. So we can say it took 8 years. But then release it on my 25th birthday, and it's 25 years of knowledge in my life in it, so 25 years. Yep, so 9 months, 8 years, 25. Gosh.
That's hard.
Answer.
That's hard.
Sound like we're
Thinking like
Yeah, it was funny.
They thinking like that.
I got asked that today at DePaul, but the first time I gave that answer in 3 parts was earlier this year when I was speaking for Aiken. So Aiken has my book in their curriculum. And so it was essentially a
That's
Q&A
dope.
session. And I was like, man, there's 3 parts to that. Because yes, it took 9 months seriously. But, hey, I did start writing my freshman year, and I was 25 when I released it.
So we are the Spill the Beans podcast.
Yep.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So spill the beans. What's a maybe funny moment or interaction, or maybe not embarrassing, but like something where you were speaking and either a kid said something or you just got off focus and you're like, oh, I got to dial this back and just got
Kids gonna say
because
that.
kids gonna say some wild
Yeah.
stuff. And if you're talking to high schoolers every day or middle schoolers, there might be that one group all that thinks they're funny and they
Yeah.
say something. Maybe you like shut it down, or maybe you like
Yeah, I'm able
Do
to shut
you off?
these down so easily. There are times when I'll start laughing, like a joke might
Yeah.
be said, or somebody say something crazy. I'm like, yeah, pause. Like, oh, that, he's like, man, this guy's super professional, but he's saying pause. I'm like, yeah, we ain't going for that. So I can't think of one moment, but there's been many times where I'm getting weak, just based on what a student said, or we talking about a certain topic. Yeah, but nothing too crazy yet.
Have you had to turn anything down yet?
Yeah, I have. A school reached out to me, and that school had already paid me twice. A different department reached out to me, and they said, "Hey, we're gonna pay the keynote, but we're not paying anybody else." And I said, "Well, I'm good."
Mm-hmm.
And so they felt some type of way about that, but it is what it is.
that's
Yeah.
business.
Yeah, for sure. And also, how would the other departments feel if they talk to you and be like, "Oh, how much did y'all pay Kenny?" And you're like, "We didn't." It's like, "Oh, did he get over on us?" Like, "Are y'all that close?" It's like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that."
Are you like selective with where you go? Is it a certain crowd or demographic you won't go speak for or something like that?
Nah,
Or-
no. Schools, KKK rallies, it don't matter.
Hey, bro. Hey, maybe some motivation too.
Hold on now.
I'm like, get your money, but hey, brother.
Hey, breathe is free.
We is not paying out this episode if you say you want it. They ain't gonna be on my end. So y'all cool with Kenny? And y'all let Kenny go speak out the rally? So Kenny was with him when they was in Lincoln Heights? Nah, he wasn't there. But he was there. He motivated them to do it though.
Man, that would be hilarious.
He motivated them.
We like, yeah, but
They would've been
can't
on-
sell my soul. Can't do that.
They would have been on our head.
Boy, but am I super selective? Nah, if there's students there, regardless of the race, I'm there. Age may play a factor, right? Because of the practicality of my speeches. So
Yeah.
like kindergarten students, like, man, just dream big and right, get good grades. Let's see a teacher.
So
Right.
do
Yeah.
you go through different ranges of your speeches? Like, have you ever talked to like middle schoolers or whatever? Or
Yeah, middle school.
Younger?
Middle school can be more practical because they're preparing for high school.
Right.
I've definitely spoken to elementary students, and the book is too mature for them. So I'll make another one specifically for them.
Mhm.
But I'm able to speak to them in general terms, but they definitely relate to that message of you can be more than an athlete.
Right.
But also I understand the importance of speaking to them as well because they are habit building or habit forming, also growing their confidence, and still learning more about themselves. And so I like speaking to elementary students now because it helps me go even younger. So yes, the book is to my younger self, and those ages 12 to 24. But then going before the age of 12, I feel like I was a whole different person. Right? Like my family knows me as Jamal. That's my middle name. My dad named Kenny. And so Kenny is the man that the world knows from junior high on. But like elementary, in my mind, I'm Jamal. And so now when I'm speaking to elementary student, I'm talking to Jamal instead of young Kenny.
I got a question. With motivational speaking and setting your own schedule, how is this gonna go when Kenny KG decides it's my turn to settle down, it's my time to start a family? Like, how you gonna navigate again?
Man, I don't know yet. We're gonna figure it out.
Because like you make your own schedule right now.
Yeah, I would be transparent with my wife, like what my schedule is, and I would actually want her and the child or children to be there.
Like involved with it.
Yeah. Like it would be dope if my wife could contribute to the speech or the business itself. right? So whether you're helping with marketing, sending emails on the financial side, getting grants, or you're also a presenter as well, right? That would be really dope. And so, Kenny, who wants you to go speak? All right, I'm bringing the fam. You go, okay, bet. And so it makes the message even more relatable, right? I see how certain speakers are able to relate to the crowd when they say things like, yeah, so me and my wife was like, oh, he's a husband, right? So somebody trusts him. Or then I was talking to my son, like, oh, he's a dad, somebody trusts him. Right now, I don't have either of those things, but I'm still able to relate to the youth because I have extreme flexibility, and I was just there.
Because going back to what we were talking about earlier, sometimes adults can perceive a situation, looking
Yeah,
at
like
the age,
married.
and go like, well, what experience does he have? He doesn't have kids.
Mhm.
He's never been married. Like, they can judge you for that and
Yeah.
maybe not go, well, I don't want this guy speaking here because he's just him. He's
Mhm.
only accounting for himself.
Yeah.
So, like, I can see where somebody can be selective
For sure.
because you don't have that yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's why big companies, their CEOs are typically married. Most politicians, you're elected, they're married, right? Because it shows that people trust you, but also you can be responsible without.
Yeah, because I just know from my own personal experience being in the workforce where I was qualified for a position, but since I wasn't the age they felt, or because I didn't have a wife or kids yet, they looked at me and went, well, we're not going to give you this responsibility because you're just you.
Yeah.
You're not going home to anybody, so I'd rather give it to this guy who has a wife or kid or whatever going on in their
And
life.
there's more
So,
stability there. Like, they're not just going to uproot and leave.
yeah, and that's
I
the
just
fear.
count them
Yeah,
Yep, I got a wife and kids. We got to consider this now.
yeah.
You ever thought about politics?
I'm a former politician. Yeah, I was on the school board.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying.
Will I go back?
That's what I meant. Like,
I think I'm team lobbyist. All right, Kenny's really rich and making decisions happen with dollars. We see that going on right now in our climate. In a negative way. I would be more positive with it. But I see why politicians end up corrupt sometimes because everybody goes in with good intentions, but it's a really hard system to change unless you're really radical.
is that what got you out of it?
What got me out of it? Probably that's a part of it. Cause like y'all not listening. All right, I'm on the school board. The other members are 30 plus years older than me.
So they're definitely ain't trying to hear anything you're saying at the time with your age.
Yeah.
You know, you're qualified to be doing what you're doing, but
Exactly.
it's like, but he know.
But they
he
telling
got
you,
those life
but they
experiences.
telling you to respect your
Yeah.
elders. But they don't want to hear nothing you got to say. Though.
Yep. No, real talk. So yeah, that definitely pushed me away from. I also see the two-faced, and a lot of politicians. You learn a lot of information that you can't say to the public. So like, on the school board, for example, they would have executive session meetings, and so that might be during a board meeting. But then we go in this back room and talk about what happened. So like, man, why wasn't they get fired? I don't know the answer, and I can't say nothing. It was like, dang, I'd rather just not know.
Yeah.
For real.
So like, yeah, count me out of this.
So it's more like strategic about information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I like the intimacy and the closeness. So when I was on the school board, I saw people switched up. As far as I pull up to the school and everybody on go, like, oh yeah, board member here. We gotta act like we're supposed to already be acting. I'm like, I have no mirror on if you get fired or not. I can only control the superintendent and the treasurer, and that's it. But I'm really here to pour into the students. I don't really care about the titles and stuff. Y'all care about that. But because I was looked at differently and couldn't do as much as I wanted to do, that helped me with my decision to step away from it. Yeah, and they got to do so much for votes, and yeah, I'm
That's a lot.
They be lying. Politicians be lying.
definitely be lying. And I'm like, yeah, stop the cap. But it helped me from a communication standpoint, things I was able to learn, the education system, being hungry for something. So I had to go get signatures to put my name on the ballot. I had to go get 75. So I'm going door to door like a Girl Scout. Be like, hey, you registered to vote? Man, I want to run for school board. You mind signing this? Some people be like, nah, cool. Like, all right, next board. And so it's similar to sales, right? Some people gonna say no, some people gonna say yes. Keep pushing.
You should call me. I would sign it.
Oh, I appreciate
I mean, you got on there regardless.
Yeah.
KG.
Yeah,
He
appreciate
was
it.
on-
No, you had an extra signature.
Yeah, appreciate
I
it.
would sign it. I see this shirt. Keep going.
Yeah.
When I walked in, I gave you a hug. I hug my brother. That's what we do. I saw Kenny T on the back.
Yeah.
Is your t-shirt brand or something?
Yeah, eventually. When will they
I'm
be
too
on
soon?
sale? I don't
I
know.
don't want to be leaking no information.
Nah, I ain't no leaking
Okay,
nothing.
Spilling the beans.
Gosh, yeah. But
Might be.
No, people definitely want them, and especially when I'm speaking to schools, that's gonna be really dope for the students to have my book and the shirt, especially with the impactful message keep going. But right now, it's a bandwidth thing. So I pull up and only selling books. All right, that's cool. There is no, hey, let me get a medium book. You got an extra large book in there? No, it's just a book.
Book fit everybody.
Yeah, it fit everybody. One size fit all. But shirts, man, how it fit, man. When you gonna send it? How does it fit? I'm like, all right.
That's another headache.
Exactly. So I will wait on that. So especially what happened.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a partner for sure. But yeah.
Spill the beans.
Yeah.
I asked to spill the beans.
Yeah, no, eventually it'll come out. So keep going. My initials are KG. And so KG gets to stay up, keep going, keep growing, and keep giving.
Yeah. Y'all peep that? Step y'all game up, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man.
Keep going, man. That's how I got to.
Keep going. Keep growing.
Keep going, keep growing.
Yep, and keep giving.
What was that? Oh, damn. I want to make sure he was paying attention.
I got
He
you.
was coming. Oh.
Hey, that's crazy. That's crazy. Pass it to Jason Brown.
Well, got any more questions?
I do. Who's some of your sports teams right now? Is football,
Yeah,
basketball?
I don't have a team, but I know I'm always gonna root for my brothers. So David Montgomery, right, Detroit Lions. So I'm staying abreast of what Detroit is doing, and then Brian Cook with the Chiefs. And so paying attention to what Kansas City doing. Outside of that, it's cooked.
No basketball? You a basketball guy.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah,
say, give us some predictions of 5 predictions right
I
now.
haven't watched a minute of the NBA game until today.
Been grinding.
Man, super grinding. Predictions. Cleveland gonna end up choking, I think. Lakers might do something.
Oh, my bad.
Lakers might do something. And out the East,
Them boys right
yeah, it's
there.
gonna be Boston again.
Celtics, man, they tough.
Now they are. OKC might make it to the finals. See, we'll see. It's always a toss up though.
I like that.
Have you already started on your next book?
Unintentionally, yes. So when this book came out, my notes was about 450. Now they're about to hit 1,000. And so I could write a book on releasing the book, but so much that I learned. But then what I've been able to learn since releasing it in this almost 3-year span, but then noticing the different demographics I could hit, unintentionally hit. Right. So this first book, ages 12 to 24. The next book, probably under age of 12. After that, that 24 to 30 age range for young professionals. Yeah. But yeah, the workbook is coming soon too. So technically that's a book, but it's more activities, exercises, questions, and things for students to write
That's
down.
like a curriculum that you're trying to get.
Yep. Yeah, and it's all related to this book.
Okay. That's what's up. I like how you did the one on the school board and win your thing, but you still in the school.
Yeah.
Doing what
Yep.
you wanted to do. So
I
different routes
actually
to what you
cared.
yeah. Right.
Because we need more of us in the schools.
That care.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There's
That
people
care.
in there.
Yeah, that don't care.
Some of them
Yeah.
just don't care. It's
They
not
trying to
for
get
a
in.
lot of people.
Yeah, so
You know?
I'm
outside of
more
me speaking-
disciplinarian, though, so I think I ain't ready for that.
yeah, outside of me speaking in my book, currently program manager for Leading Men Fellowship. And so that's hiring and mentoring young black and brown men and putting them in preschool classes as tutors. And so that's to put them on the path and inspire them to become educators. Because we need more black men in school buildings who are not only coach, disciplinarian, or the janitor, because we just see that all too often. So you can be a principal, or you can teach math or English or social studies. And so just showing them that power, right? Because when we were in school, we had Mr. Styles, we had Mr. Butts, we had Mr. Hayden, we had Dr. Matt.
I ain't gonna lie, I feel like
Man.
when I was in high school, Mr. Butts was the only one which he was in middle school when I was in high
Hayden
school.
Yeah.
It was still the few.
But
Hayden was
Mr. Butts, I don't remember Hayden when I was in high school.
He came, I think,
You old.
your last year.
But Mr. Butts is the only one I can think of, and I had him in middle school for social studies.
Yeah, I had him in middle school.
Yeah.
as
What
an
year was
assistant
your middle
principal.
school?
I had him in 8th grade history, I think.
Yeah, but they
Oh, man,
That's the only one I can think of.
having them actually inspired me to get into education because I saw the impact that we could have in school buildings. And so when I would go back to my healthy range school building for that matter, it's like, man, where are the black men? It's like y'all don't got it like I had it. And so we had black men there with authority and power, and could laugh and joke with us, but also styles to be like, hey, tuck that shirt in, where you go that, or you going home, or break up a fight. It was like, man, you able to do both. It was like, I think I want to be like that guy.
Mr. Styles was lit. I was sorry when he left. He was probably
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we still connected.
That's probably the best principal my healthy had when I was there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I can remember.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
Yeah.
he was
Still to this
just
day.
me.
I didn't have him. I heard about him. He was
We had
definitely better than what I had.
Y'all was mad.
We had a different principal.
We had a little bit.
I know exactly
We had a
who it
little bit
is.
more structure.
We
Y'all
had-
was running them out the building. That's
We
why.
had a different principal every
Well,
Yeah, I
year.
ain't gonna say his name.
Because y'all.
One got fired, the other
Yeah.
one quit my senior year.
I quit too. They was
And then
hooligans.
one, oh, I think the one that quit.
So the one that quit, he
2012.
quit for allegations.
2012.
He quit for allegations. I ain't gonna air him out.
2012 was a wild flag.
He quit for allegations
Like
that's
the
been around school, and then the other one got caught at Coles
Yeah.
doing some stuff.
Yeah.
Supposedly,
It's
allegedly.
alleged.
Allegedly. So my senior year, we graduated. We didn't have a principal or assistant
I
principal.
sure did.
Wow.
Nope.
Man, yeah, McPhee.
It all happened. Man, he was.
When did you
he's young.
graduate again?
2011. So we graduated with an assistant principal.
Real talk.
Being the students.
Yeah. Not healthy. Oh,
And that was the first class. We were the first class of new school to graduate.
Yeah.
So it was the first. It was the brand new building. We didn't have a principal or assistant principal at graduation.
Man, I knew I should.
That's when we got style. That's why we got style.
Yes.
Actually.
Where did y'all graduate?
We were one of the last few classes to graduate. Was it the Vineyard?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it was
before,
y'all fault.
yeah.
Where'd you
No,
graduate?
I
it was the
graduated
year
there.
after me.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Your
the year
fault.
after me.
It was our fault.
Yeah, it was the year after us.
I didn't know how to do that.
Because,
I
I mean-
mean, too. I ain't gonna say his name, but I
Yeah,
know
My brother, we just had his brother on the show.
Yep, so did. Yep.
I mean, the rumor was the Vineyard was already tired of Mount Healthy, and that was just the final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that was bullshit.
2012.
But the field was actually pretty lit.
He just
Right.
kept
Yeah, we
Why
never.
I
was
was
that
jealous
there?
about that.
Right around the corner, back home.
I was late to graduation.
Wow.
That's crazy.
We was at
We
the
want to
track.
throw that out there so bad. Record broke, don't matter.
Look, you see, he wanna.
Record
Broke.
broke.
Yeah.
You broke it, bro. I'm proud of you.
But
records
my
meant to be
team
broken.
broke. It wasn't just
Records all meant to be
You was
broken.
part of it.
Yeah, but hey, shout
That
out
was
to the class of 2014
Shout out to class of 2014.
because we the only class to be in school with the most recent 3 NFL athletes. So Joe Heath, Dave Montgomery, and Brian Phillips.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When year Joe graduated? 13?
My year.
2011. Yeah. Nobody put him on the top 5. Y'all skip. Shout out to Joe Heath.
Oh, bro, I didn't even know about
Shout out to Joe Heath, man. Know your history, son.
I ain't seen that history.
I don't even remember Joe playing. But
See?
He was big as hell out there.
So how we gonna put him top
Michigan
5?
State.
His thing was
Get
different.
drafted. Texas. FABC too.
First of all, if it ain't the Buckeyes, we don't care about no team in the Big Ten.
Wow.
I'm just gonna let that
If
be.
you went to my healthy, I'm supporting.
Yeah, no, I rooted against them when they played
Like,
those things.
so watch this. Brian went to UC. I
Yeah,
went to
that's
Miami.
different. That's
So
different.
like, I ain't saying go Bearcats ever. Except, oh, Brian, I got you.
Yeah, that's like if he go to the black and orange team, I would never wear that jersey because I choose him. Man. I would
Get
chill
you know
out.
Dan Williams about
I don't know why y'all think I'm playing. I would never put that jersey on.
You know
Never.
you would.
You want to bet some money?
I mean, my team would be the Vikings if they went there. I ain't buying no Vikings.
You is gonna buy the Vikings. So how you gonna? You're not gonna buy a Vikings jersey, but you gonna tell me I'm gonna buy a
Yeah,
Bengals
because
jersey.
I know you are.
I couldn't buy Steelers jerseys.
Yeah, being from
Steelers
Tennessee, that's
jersey.
tough.
Steelers jerseys just boring. Steelers jerseys to me is like Penn State and Bama. They boring.
It's just
Colts.
classic. It's just a
Like,
classic.
like I'm wearing
jersey.
KC jerseys. Like I don't like the red ones. They nice, but
They just classic old
they
school
just
jerseys.
yeah, like
They ain't really
Raiders.
updated.
Like
I couldn't tell you last time
can
KC
y'all turn
updated
up
the
with the
jersey.
color schemes or something? Like it's just certain.
They don't even have no color wave like
That's
those
what I'm
that
saying.
like the
It's
old
just
like
you wear
Thursday
white
night.
or you
It's just
wear
all
like-
red.
Yeah.
Like,
It's boring. I don't like.
at least get a blackout or a whiteout jersey.
Like, if
Something.
I was getting recruited like that.
Like,
But that play a part. Yeah, that play
Oregon, man.
that play
back-
a part in recruiting. You know,
Oregon
like,
back at like mid 2000, like 2000, like 6 to 2011. Them
Right.
jersey colorways
going crazy.
going
I turned-
crazy.
I turned some schools down. Like when I had some decent offers, but I
Yeah,
found out there was Adidas. I knew I was going there.
that's
Oh,
hilarious.
yeah.
I only
didn't
wear
even
like
know it was
football. I
Adidas.
only wore Nike.
Yeah, me going to Miami and them being Adidas school is why I don't wear Adidas to this day. Because I used to be forced to wear it.
Forced
so
to
now I'm
wear it.
like, I'm
Man,
cool.
I ain't doing that.
Yeah, I'm big cool.
He said nobody touch y'all. All right, so yeah, that's a good. That's
I said that.
Let's finish this off with
So
your top
you're
five.
a 3-sport athlete, right?
Yeah, let's finish this
Yeah,
off with
my
your
healthy,
top five.
my healthy athletic
Track,
hall of
basketball,
fame.
Yeah.
track, basketball, and what else?
Cross country.
So you went the pedestal.
So we gonna go.
athletes in my health.
We gonna go basketball first,
Okay.
and you can do football because you like you said.
Yeah.
So football, basketball, and track. We need a top 5.
Basketball.
Not healthy, all 3.
Basketball that I saw.
Yeah, that you saw. Because we ain't see Joe. That's why I ain't put him in
Right.
the top 5. That nigga
Basketball
like
that
my
I
age.
saw. I was
Yeah, he's my-
Brandon Birch.
Oh,
Okay, then.
first
Bird.
top 5? Woo!
This ain't in no order. It's just
Nah.
Brandon Birch. You can
Put
put
yourself on there.
Who? Why? I actually wouldn't. I actually wouldn't.
There must be some more killers I don't know about there.
Pop.
Gotta put Pac on there.
Yeah.
Patrick Beverly.
Hoopers. He didn't graduate, but he went to Mount Healthy. DJ Bruin. He overseas now.
For sure.
So he can be my honorable mention since he ain't graduated from Mount Healthy.
Okay, yeah. We
CJ Rose.
gotta put my boy on
He
there.
did his thing. My boy Andrew Wilfong.
Okay, phone.
And then the last one that I actually saw.
I would say somebody like Lamar or something. I thought he was pretty good.
LeRod was nice. So yeah, it was LeRod.
I felt like he was a dog.
From people that actually watched.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now football.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Tyree and Dave.
Easy.
I'm gonna do what Dave did, but the Lackeys is one. I'm
Okay.
still my boys to this day.
Tyree, Dave, the Nikes.
They ain't on every list.
Yeah.
They
That's tough.
Last.
I'm talking about them 3. Well, I guess you didn't.
I did. Because, yeah.
Doogie.
Doogie Jack.
Okay.
Yeah. And then. Man.
You got one we give honorable mention to.
Probably Hop.
I gotta put Sweet in there.
Gotta
Gotta put Sweet in there. That's a solid 5. Yeah, I like that 5.
Yeah. Like that I actually saw play.
Track. There's only 3 names you gotta say.
Yeah, track, me. But before
You,
me,
Vince, and Brent.
Vince,
You ain't not going nowhere else.
Brent, me, Mike T, before the injuries.
Oh yeah, Mike T was definitely
You, yep. Vince, Brent, you, Mike T.
him on the track.
Yeah. And then for the young boys, TJ Elliott. Yep. So he ended up going to Ashland and becoming an All-American.
Yes, he did. And a national champion.
Yep.
4x4. Or
Yeah.
4x4? 4x1. One of them relays he won there. I think it was a 4x4.
Yeah, probably 4x4.
Yeah.
But then let's look at all time. All right. So that's too hard. You know,
I'm about to say, I don't know.
Just
nobody
going
before
old school.
2020.
Pat Johnson.
Pat Johnson, Jeff Hill, who ended up playing for Purdue and then the Bengals. He actually has the long-term record at Mount Healthy, and I was trying to beat
He
it.
had locks.
Nah, no.
I know Miss Brandy got the shot put record or the discus record.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, so he put her up there. Put Miss Johnson.
It's Brandy went to Miami.
He put, Dee Dee Hill. So she's in. So actually,
like the Miami.
I stole.
From what I.
Yeah, bro, she went to LSU, made it to the Olympics, dated Shaq. Like,
Yeah,
she was like that.
Won.
She top tier.
Yeah.
No, y'all, my mama ran against her like around the time she ran. My mom
Yeah.
said she was the truth. My mom went to Marshall
Okay.
for track. And she
Yeah.
said,
Like Tommy Lewis. So he was a 4-sport athlete. He actually got drafted by the Reds. in
I
his
said
high
he
school.
played baseball.
Yep. Yeah, he was
I
nice.
respect him.
Yeah.
I've heard his name a lot from people.
we got a
that play
Reds player. Okay.
He played in Houston.
We had somebody else play for that.
Hey.
I can't remember.
Hey,
someone-
I don't even know, but
Jeff
he's
Hill.
more so of a scholar now.
He played for the other Cincinnati team.
Yeah.
He used to coach at Thomas More.
He did. So he actually was seeking to recruit me. So he was the first college coach to give me attention. And so I was like, oh man, I can actually go to college for this. And then it's in the book. I took a visit to Thomas More. And I was like, I look at the numbers and I'm like, man, I just know I'm better than this. So that same day, took a visit to Miami and was like, yep, this is where I'm going. My mom, thankfully, she drove me down to Thomas More. I was like, man, I gotta go see Miami. So I texted the coach. He was like, yeah, come on up. She drove us to Miami, and then I was sold. Yeah, but shout out to Jeff Hill. He's still my guy. He coach at Mount St. Joe now. And he has a record I was trying to break when I was in high school. But then super surpassed that in college.
Yeah.
I tried to break your record. I think you got like the league record.
Oh, probably.
I didn't do it. I won league, but I didn't break the record.
Nah, good times, man. Good
That was a
times.
good year. I won athlete of the year my senior year at the league track league.
Gang, gang.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you know, they gonna put me. I'm gonna be in them top fives, man. I'm telling you,
Hey, I
man.
made a couple people list. I'm happy.
Yeah.
No, Tuck was nice.
What?
Man. Tuck was nice in all three sports though. Football, basketball.
You was nice at who?
Play.
Yeah,
Did my
that's
thing.
yeah. Cause point guard was you.
My thing was
you, Aaron, and Vince. Point guards.
Oh, I remember one, Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron
I
Hill.
played
Yeah,
who
Vince
because
playing
my
point guard
boys
is
who-
crazy.
Yeah, Michelle Doobie was on the team, obviously. But then you got
I was scared.
Terry.
Terry.
T-Rock, the lefty.
Yeah. Marcus Moses. You got
Coach Moses.
Yeah, Marcus. Yeah,
Who else on that team?
Marcus Moses. That's Justin Clark.
Hey,
bro.
that was back in your day, D. Floyd.
Yeah.
Back in your day.
Yeah.
Nah, really, they.
Oh,
we
matter
was
of fact,
freshmen. They was
Yeah.
all time
top
athletes
tier.
and
Matt Burge. They
Yeah,
had
yeah, Matt
the
Burge.
whole.
Flag.
The
March
whole
Daddy?
nah.
Squad.
Yeah.
Big
Burge.
brother.
Nah, big brother.
Yeah, Matthew
His
Burge.
big brother.
Yeah,
Oh, his
Big
big
brother?
brother.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was
He was like,
nice.
I remember
Crazy.
seeing him when I was in middle school.
Yeah, he
cold.
was like that.
Cold. He
was
would
cold.
shoot both hands,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
threes
Deshaun
with both
Flag.
hands. Like,
And then the painter was a rap.
Before that, oh, matter of fact, Joe
Tracy
Moore.
Morris.
Yeah.
So that's oh, we ain't talking about
Tracy-
girls.
Right,
Some
so that's-
basketball stats.
Cold.
Oh, it's
Um,
Yeah, I graduated her too.
Who was that one Hoover name? Light skin.
Erica.
Oh, Eric Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah,
Our women's,
Cold.
our women's basketball team was really good when I was
Yeah,
in
Coach
high school.
Sanders was
Eric,
nice.
man. Lily was
Lily,
nice.
yeah.
Oh, Lily, yeah.
Nia was
Yeah,
nice.
man.
Get a bucket, JP. I gotta root him on because he ain't got a bucket all.
Oh, so time frame.
Trash.
Young Rome. So Rome
You
Hill.
know, you know who I thought you was gonna say?
Rome.
And it might he ain't graduated
The
from
rapper?
healthy, so
The rapper, y'all know?
Yeah, Young Rome.
He
Yeah.
was Miami.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
older.
Oh, I know he was coming. Who he went
Oh,
to school in Georgia.
Yep.
But who I thought he was gonna say was Kenya. Lily
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But he
Kenya.
He
transferred
really snapped
at
when
one
he went.
state. No, they lost state.
They lost. Yeah.
Doss.
Funny
He
enough,
went to
I was
Doss.
at an elementary school 2 days ago. And we walking, and teachers say this kid's name, and I was like, "Hold on, what's that kid last name?" Brian. I said, "No, I know that kid dad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like that, I know his dad, granddad, his aunts." I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Can y'all
Say,
can y'all run a bit of
Jaleel played on y'all team too. didn't
Oh
he?
yeah, Jaleel Gibson. Yeah, I
Got
can't
the
think about
shooting
Jaleel.
record.
Yeah.
Jaleel
I was at the. I remember
Jaleel
that
had
game.
clipped.
Yeah, I was at
He was
the
our
game. It was
other
crazy.
guard.
Sure was.
Yeah. Kenyon didn't really get the flourish though with Clark,
Yeah.
so that's why he ended up going to
a
Dallas.
lot.
I mean, it was a lot of people
A
that
lot of athletes ain't get the floor due
Yeah,
to
my boy
inadequate
KG.
leadership.
Man. I ain't gonna say nothing about Coach Clark.
Yeah, it is
They
what
should have
it
been
is,
got him
man.
out of there, man.
that was your coach, wasn't it?
It was.
You had
It
Clark
was.
Martin.
Nah, I had Clark.
Eric Clark.
Yeah.
All your years.
You only played
Yeah,
junior,
those 2
senior.
years, that's
Yep.
all.
He almost broke the
Yeah.
hoop his senior year.
And then Carmichael
Man,
came
that's
after that.
Yep.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Clark was my coach.
He sure was.
Yeah, y'all
My
only won
last
like
year.
4
Yep.
games.
Yeah. Man.
My senior year. We finished 5. We won our first playoff game in like 10 years.
Everybody make the best. Everybody
was
make
at
the playoffs.
Anderson.
Everybody make the playoffs in basketball.
But we won it.
But yeah.
But y'all didn't like earn it though. It was
But
just
we
like
still won.
Here,
the
Here, y'all
game.
get an opportunity.
I want to play a game.
you go 500 in football, you kiss the playoffs.
I'm saying
But not now. Everybody
It wasn't winning game, playoff game. It was you out
Yeah.
first round.
Y'all wouldn't win a lot of games.
It's cool. We finished over 500 in the playoff game. I'm happy. I was a football player that did that. So
He was a basketball player. You played on the team. You was a basketball player at the time.
I was a football player. Now who?
Football season was over.
But I was still a football player. I told Clark that too. Like, bro, I'm a football player. Don't be trying to make me run this, all of that.
Yeah.
I just left weights. I'm about to come in here, play defense, get my steals, hit my couple layups. We out of here. You gotta do that. Bro, I play football. I'm here because my boys here. Yeah.
But you were part of the team.
I was, and I never like tried to harm the team, but I knew that I wasn't a hooper. Like that wasn't my passion. Yeah, I'll run, but they wasn't running extra for me. Like if Tuck ain't making time, or if Tuck, they wasn't running extra because it was like, bro, I just did a workout. Like you need to. I'm taking care of my body. I'm going to college next year.
You was selfish.
But to finish this up, make sure y'all grab KG's book. Make sure y'all go on Amazon. We're gonna have it down in the description on the video. We're gonna have his website down there too. And then audiobook coming soon. How soon is that?
I would say within the next 30 days.
So if you ain't a big physical book reader, audiobook coming soon. We'll have that on there too.
Need something to
Once you
listen
release
to
it.
on them plane flights
Yep.
or them drives.
Yeah, the sound of my voice.
Hey, there you go.
So-
Kenny G.
So once again, we have Real, we have Tuck, Mike D, our special guest KG.
Yes,
Make
sir.
sure y'all